2 years ago, I moved back to Iceland after living abroad for 7 years. I lived in several different countries, mainly in large cities, and did not own a car. Sooner after I moved to Iceland, I realized, okay, I'm not going to stay in Iceland for very long without owning a car. So I bought this brand new Ford Fiesta. That same summer, I did the ring road, and I was traveling, and I met other tourists. We were laughing because we parked the car right next to each other, and they were identical. They started complaining how much they had paid for the car rental car. And they actually had a very good reason, because we have the most expensive car rentals in the entire world. I asked them how much they had paid. They told me they paid over 15,000 kroner a day. Me, as a business major, of course, started calculating, and then I always got to numbers that didn't really make sense. So I started thinking, there has to be a way we can utilize this asset more, and while I'm not using my car, I must be able to share it with someone else. So a year later, or last summer, we had launched a platform called Viking Cars. We connect travelers with car owners in a safe way. When anyone opens a platform that's sharing, trust is one of the main issues to tackle. We had two hurdles, big hurdles at the beginning. One of them was the insurance companies. From day one, we have been working with all 4 insurance companies in Iceland. The other hurdle we have had is the legislation. It's well known in the entire world that sharing economy is well ahead of the legislation in general. I'm very proud to tell you that this summer there was a new law approved, or new bill approved in the parliament that allows any individual to rent out 2 cars for unlimited amount of time during the entire year. I'm not the only one that's very proud of this. This is Ragnheiður Árnadóttir Facebook page. As you probably all know, she is the Minister of Industry and Commerce. Here, she's praising herself for this newly passed bill that's about my company. Okay, now a year later, those 2 things are in the past. Where do I stand now? I'm running this business without having a car. I've rented out my car for 40 consequent days. That's 400,000 kroner that was paid for those 40 days. Viking Cars takes a 30% commission for that, and me, myself, personally, get 280,000 kroner. Then again, I didn't just create this platform just for myself. After 14 months in operation, July, things suddenly started moving in July. And July was 3 times bigger than any month after 13 months in operation. Then, in August, we were again 3 times bigger than July. At the moment, we have 100 cars listed on our website, which makes us, in a way, the 15th largest car rental in Iceland. This is just the beginning for us. We estimate that the total car rental market in the summer of 2018, during the summer months, is going to be 35 billion Icelandic kroner. Our goal is to get 5% of that in terms of turnover. That will make us the 5th largest car rental in Iceland. We will get 4,200 cars in 3 years to get to that goal. Here we are using current data from our website, where average rental is 66,000, and the active car on the website is rented just over 2 times. Yes. On Airbnb alone, there are 10,400 listings. Yes. On Airbnb alone, there are 10,400 listings. If you take that number and divide it by the number of apartments in Iceland, you get to almost 8%. That means that 8% of apartments were listed on Airbnb last year. If you take that same number, 8%, and you multiply that with the number of cars in Iceland, you get to over 16,000 cars. I'm not the only one that came up with this brilliant idea. Relay Rides launched in 2010 in the United States. They have raised over $50 million in funding, and they are currently only operating in the US. Drivey is from France. They have raised over almost 20 million euros in funding, and they started operating in Spain earlier this year, and then also in Germany. So they are the first company in the entire world that's operating in more than one country. I believe this is just the beginning, and I'm going to give you a few good reasons why you should also believe so. Uber is the world's largest taxi company, and they own no vehicles. Facebook is the world's most popular media owner, and they create no content. Alibaba is the most valuable retailer, and they have no inventory. Airbnb is the largest accommodation provider, and they own no real estate. Our dream is to make Viking cars the world's largest car rental without owning a single car. Thank you.